What's up, everybody? Thanks for listening to Magic or Tragic. We went one-on-one the last two games. We lost to Golden State. We beat the New York Knicks on the road. All right. Now, the Golden State loss, I don't really expect us to beat Golden State. But what you want to look at is how do we play. All right. Now, my last podcast, I went on this rant, all right, about EP especially. And wouldn't you know it, I know Vogel went on a rant. Remember, Vogel, when he coached Indiana, his teams were defense first and they were nasty. They didn't care. They weren't afraid of nobody. All right. Those were Vogel's best Indiana teams. All right. So I know he went on a rant. But EP, from the very beginning of the game, put Curry on the floor. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, EP. Man, them point guards, they do not like you, EP. You know what I'm saying? They don't like you. Some of them don't respect you. They don't like your tattoos. They don't like your shoes. And you know they don't like your hair, EP. Go at them boys, EP. Go at them boys. Find a reason to get mad every game. Every game. Alright? Remember, you in the league like they are, you are a lotto pick. Not a lot of people can say that. Alright? Go at them boys, EP. They don't like you. Don't like them back, man. Put them on the floor. Players got you back this year. As a matter of fact, tell Vucevic to do the same thing. As a matter of fact, someone should mess up Vucevic's hair before every game. He's worn the same hairstyle for like 10 years, so you already know how it is with Vucevic. Like, it's time. Take it personal. These other teams don't respect you. F them. You know what I'm saying? F them. Players got you back this year. Simmons got you back. Gordon got you back. Spates got you back. Matt, follow. It's a different team. Our starters, F it. F them. Take it personal this year. You know, I don't want to speak too much on the Golden State game. I was just happy to see Peyton, you know, he did compete. You know, I know Vogel went at him and he responded. He set the tone early, but the entire game, you know, to me, it's not about the stats with Peyton. All right, we know as a Magic fan, we know what Peyton can do. It's about his effort for me. All right, and that's all we want to see because his talents will naturally translate on the floor if he just gives the effort. But in order to give the effort day to day, he's got to find a reason to get motivated day to day. Now, you know, it's got to be from himself. It's got to be from himself. It can't be from the coach constantly getting at him or what he hears from other people, because he can block that out. It's got to be from himself. So, you know, EP, even in the Knicks game, no turnovers. Shot a great percentage, field goal wise, played within himself, and made his free throw, even though it was only one. And the starters dominated the Knicks game, all right, because they were playing well. So there it is. But, you know, so if you go back to the OKC game with Peyton, I'm still talking about Peyton, OKC, Golden State, win or lose, and New York. So we have seen it back to back to back. And we're 2-1. EP, you're the leader of this team, you know, and you're the point guard. You're the engine. It ain't about the stats, man. It's about effort now, you know. But when you step out on the floor, man, just remember, them other point guards, they don't like you, man. They don't like you. They're not your homie, man. They're not thinking about you after the game, bro. Go out there and go at them boys, man. Go at them boys. Put them on the floor. Tell Vucevic to put somebody on the floor. Mess up his hair, because then we don't have to see Chalmers and Gorach attacking him, consecutively without no fear anymore. Vucevic, put somebody on the floor and do it all game, because those guys, they don't respect y'all. And y'all came out and balled against New York, Vucevic and Payton. I don't care New York didn't have Porzingis and Hardaway. It was a road game, and, it's just about how you play. The shots weren't falling, but we still played hard. And we were led by really our two most starting tenure. The two people I get on the most, maybe. Vucevic and Payton. So, that was a nice win. It was good for Magic fans, that New York win. I hope the attitude, whatever happened, who's ever in the locker room, if it's Vogel, if it's a teammate, whatever's going on, these last 3 games, I told you that Indiana game, it's still early, we might be sorry still and lose a whole bunch of games. However, if for some reason there is a turning point, or the team just looks a little different going down the road, especially certain players individually, that Indiana game was the turning point. All right. So let's see how we do with our next game. Going to keep this podcast short because, I will say about the New York game, it was good to see our starters. They won that game. Vogel shortened the bench, and to their credit, history shows that when their shots aren't falling, they get the woe is me attitude, and all their body language, shoulders are down, and there's just no more effort. But that didn't happen against New York. When the shots, they were hot in the first quarter, but when the shots stopped falling, they kept playing hard. Augustine, he didn't have a great game, but only one turnover. Between both our point guards, we only had 1 turnover. All right. Payton had none. All right. So we've seen great effort from our leader right now, EP, and we're 2-1 in the last 3 games. That we have definitively seen effort from EP, and we're 2-1. And the game we lost was against Golden State. So whatever. But at least EP put somebody's ass on the floor. EP, when you run through a screen, run through it hard. You know what I'm saying? Like if your shot's not falling, so what, man? So what? Now I'm not saying you gotta beat people up, but just be tenacious, man. Just take it personal. Look at that dude across from you and just know he doesn't like you, he doesn't care about you, he ain't thinking about you after the game. Go at them boys, EP. It's gonna help the team win, bro. Okay, what you just heard was basically the podcast that was supposed to drop before the Orlando Magic Charlotte Hornets game. I still can't figure out download times. Some videos I make, they take, a few hours to download. Other videos take more than 24 hours. So basically, I canceled the download of that podcast and added what I'm about to say now for the Charlotte game. First of all, the refs did us no favors in that Charlotte game. I mean, if we breathed on anybody for Charlotte, they were going to the line. And, we weren't getting the same calls in return. So I was glad to see us get a lot of texts, But more importantly, I appreciate the effort. I do appreciate the effort. It's a game we didn't win, but I think everyone who stepped on the floor gave effort. It wasn't a pretty game for us statistic-wise, but again, I don't think we backed down. And I think everyone played hard. Everyone who stepped on the floor, I thought gave really good effort. Even Awundu, all right? I was glad to see Vucci. Vucci didn't have a good statistical game, but I saw a little bit more physicality from Vucevic this game, and that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, you just you gotta do whatever it takes. All right, you gotta do whatever it takes to win a basketball game, and I'm seeing that from our players. EP didn't have a great statistical night, but I still saw effort from him. I saw effort from everybody. All right, the refs didn't help us out, and I'm glad Spates put somebody on the ground. All right, because that's what they get. If the refs are going to cheat them and help them, I know Magic fans or Magic players were frustrated. I know Vogel was frustrated. So yeah, put somebody on the ground. That's how it is. If we're going to get, bad calls and, we got to play on the road and deal with not only play the team, but play the refs, show something, show some emotion, show some fight. And that's what we did. All right, we got texts, we were pushing people on the ground. Vucevic was fouling people hard. That's what I'm talking about, Vuce. All right. It was a tough loss still, but I hope the trend of the effort that the Magic have been giving, the attitude I'm seeing change in some of these players, I hope that continues because those type of intangibles are going to help us win games in the future. Still a lot of games left, but our home games. If we can take that attitude, that effort into our home games, then it's going to go a long way. And by the end of the season, you want to see the Magic just start to turn the corner in every way. In winning games and the style of play, the way they play, the effort they give. And you want to see players progress. For the most part, we've been seeing that, all right? But that's it. And hopefully this podcast doesn't take too long to upload. Again, thanks for everyone who tunes in to listen to the Magic or Tragic podcast. I really appreciate it. And as always, go Magic.